Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my everyday makeup drawer video for August. I'm going to pin a comment at the top of the comment section below. Please just check it out if you want to know where these videos have been, a few changes that I'm making. I just didn't want to film a super long intro, but if you guys enjoy these videos and you're happy they're back, please give this video a thumbs up or let me know in the comments below, and let's jump into it. So let me start with a few products on top of my vanity. These are just pretty products or products that I reach for often. This is what is in the background of my video, so I usually just store a couple of products that I think are really pretty. The first one is the Anastasia Soft Glam Eyeshadow Palette, which has been one of my go-tos. It's just a beautiful neutral eyeshadow palette. And then I'm actually trying out the Too Faced Natural Face Palette this month. I've never used it before, but it's been sitting in my collection and I've been meaning to put it in my everyday makeup drawer. So that is what I'm doing this month. I have one of the Smashbox Vlada highlighters. This one is the Petal Metal highlighter in the lightest shade, and it is one of my go-to highlighters. I love it. And then I have the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder, which I do really enjoy, and I've been using that a lot lately. And then I have a couple of products that I reach for a lot. So I have all of my ColourPop lip liners. I have a few ColourPop lippy sticks. I've really been into those lately. And then I have my ColourPop eyeliners, as well as just other eyeliners that I use really often. And then in the back, I have a couple of skincare products, some sunscreens, setting sprays, just kind of products that I use on a daily basis. Okay, so let's kick it off with face products. I will do primers, foundations, concealers, and powders. I'm actually filming this a little bit differently because I felt like the lighting was not working inside the drawer, so I just pulled the products out and put them on top of my vanity so I could get more accurate lighting. The first primer that I'll be really using this month is the e.l.f. Oil Control Primer Mist. I love this so much. I've been talking about it nonstop on my channel, but it's such a good primer if you have very oily skin, but it's still also very hydrating. The next primer that I'm actually trying for the first time this month is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I believe I got this in a BoxyCharm. I just haven't had the chance to use it, but a lot of you guys were commenting on my videos saying that you really love this, but it looks like it has a little bit of a tint to it and that it has a matte finish. So I'm personally looking forward to trying it out. And then I have my Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer, which is my go-to. Well, I don't know that it's necessarily my go-to any longer, but it is one of my favorites when I just don't want to worry about my makeup. I just want something that will work well. I always use this primer. And then one that I haven't been using a whole lot is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, but I think that is my all-time favorite primer. It's just not my go-to during the summertime, but I always like to keep it in my everyday makeup drawer because it's just a good, reliable primer. I did get this Trestique primer. I think I got this one in an Ipsy bag, and I've been meaning to really use it and incorporate it into my makeup routine, but it's a mattifying primer, and it's kind of like a pore filling primer. It's really interesting. It works well. I just haven't used it super regularly, so that is what I want to do this month. And then I have my Milk Makeup Blur Stick, which I don't know what happened, but apparently I misplaced it and I haven't used it all summer long. So I really want to test it out before fall rolls around during the hot summer months and see if I still love it. If I don't, this is the last month that I'll be using it before I decide whether to keep it or declutter it. Okay, moving on to foundations. I'm not really using anything new this month. I'm really sticking to my staple foundations. I got a little bit of a tan, so nothing matches me, and I really don't want to go out and buy new shades because I'm sure my tan will fade at some point during August. The only foundation that really matches me right now is this one from Catrice. They have a horrendous shade range, but I heard they're going to expand it. I'm working on getting confirmation and I'll let you guys know because I love this formula so much, but really it's the only one that matches me, so it's kind of been my go-to, and it's just a good lightweight foundation that has nice coverage. The ColourPop No Filter foundation is not a favorite. I actually haven't talked about this on my channel. I filmed a video where I talked about it, which will be up on Monday or Tuesday, so stay tuned for that video to hear my thoughts on this, my full thoughts. I'm somewhere between light 45 and light 50, and again, it's the only foundation that really matches me right now, so it's kind of been the one that I've been using a lot lately, other than the Catrice foundation, but I'll talk more about it in a video next week. The Fenty foundation is way too light for me. It was even too light before I got a little bit of a tan. I have to get a darker shade, but I really love it, so I just kind of make it work for me. I'll mix it with other foundations or wear a darker powder on top. Of course, I have my Urban Decay All Nighter. Again, way too light for me, but it doesn't really matter because I usually just apply a darker powder and a bronzer and it all evens out in the end. I haven't been wearing this one a whole lot lately because I feel like I've been going for more of a lightweight foundation like the other three, but I still keep it in my drawer for days when I want like a full coverage foundation. I have the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I wear light 14 and light 20. I just mix them together and it's like my perfect shade whether I'm using it as a concealer or like an all over foundation, which I do have a video where I use this concealer as foundation, which I'll link below. But I just feel like I honestly could get rid of all of my concealers and just keep my ColourPop concealer and be completely happy. So it's been my go-to pretty much the entire summer. And then I'm working on finishing up this one from Catrice. It's a good hydrating concealer. I do enjoy it, but I like the ColourPop one a little bit better, so I'm just trying to finish this one up. Okay, so I have a bunch of powders in my everyday makeup drawer. Powders have been like my go-to product. I've been having so much fun just trying out different ones and using them with different foundations. So right now I have the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder in my drawer, which is just a beautiful finishing powder. I don't really use it to set all of my foundation in place because I feel like my foundation will tend to move. It's more of a lightweight, just like all over setting powder or all over finishing powder, but it doesn't necessarily keep my foundation in place any longer. It just makes your skin look really beautiful after you apply the rest of your makeup. So it's kind of like a luxury product in that I don't feel like I need it, but I still enjoy having it in my collection. The Urban Decay All Nighter Powder has been my go-to this summer. It's way too dark for me. I've talked about this in a couple of recent videos, but it's just not a translucent powder. It definitely has a hint of color, but I love it so much. It literally locks my foundation into place all day long and it makes my skin look really beautiful. So because I'm using lighter foundations, I feel like it all kind of evens out for me personally, but I feel like it's definitely not translucent. I do have my Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Powder in Light 45. I haven't really been using it the majority of the summer, to be honest. I just feel like it's a little bit heavy for the summertime and I've been reaching for more lightweight affordable powders, which is great because I go through powder so quickly. So honestly, it hasn't been great repurchasing this one over and over, and I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding Kat Von D right now, so I'm just trying to finish it up because I have been using a lot of drugstore alternatives. I like the NYX HD finishing powder. This one is so lightweight and I feel like it just looks really beautiful and natural on the skin. And then I love the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder because this one is so mattifying. It's very, very powdery, but I feel like that's good for my skin because it is so oily. So I've been enjoying this one so much during the summertime. The Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder is great because sometimes my powder, like when I use the Urban Decay All Nighter, is a little bit too dark. So I just use this to brighten up my face. And I do have like pretty yellow undertones. So I kind of even just use it as a setting powder some days. And I just really enjoy the powder in general. And then I have my Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. It's a good powder, but I like some of the other translucent powders a little bit better, so I'm just trying to finish this one up. Okay, moving on to blushes, bronzers, and highlighters, which is that middle section. I just wanted to show you guys the products in the drawer because that's how I normally film it. But again, it's so hard to get the lighting right in the drawer, so I just thought it would be easier to take the products out. Let me start with blushes. I feel like I've been a little bit better about like narrowing down my everyday makeup drawer because I usually include so many products, but then I don't get a chance to use everything. So right now, these are the blushes that I'm focusing on. I'm actually adding in my Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush. I haven't used this in a long time, but it used to be like my all-time favorite. So I decided to pull it out of my makeup collection and really focus on using it this month. And then I have this Tarte blush. This one is from their new collection. It's really beautiful. It's like a cool toned light mauve pink and it looks really pretty on the cheeks. I've been enjoying it a lot lately. I've actually been using my Essence Metal Chrome blushes more than any other blush in my collection. They're so beautiful. The gold one is probably more of like a highlight shade on a lot of skin tones, but I love wearing it over any blush just because it makes my skin look really glowy, really just like really healthy. And then the bronze shade is really beautiful because you can sheer it out or build it up for more of a saturated appearance. And I just enjoy them so much. I think they're so beautiful. I have a bunch of Hourglass blushes. Hourglass blushes are just my favorite blushes in the entire world, and they are pricey, but they just look so beautiful on the cheeks. I'm definitely going to grab a few more shades during the next VIB sale, just because honestly, I really feel like I could declutter the majority of the blushes in my collection and just wear these. I don't know, they go on so beautifully, they blend beautifully, and I love all of the colors in my collection. So they're always in my everyday makeup drawer just because they are my go-to. Okay, moving on to highlighters and bronzers. Again, I'm keeping it a little bit more simple just because I want to make sure I actually have the chance to use up all of these products or just use all of these products this month. So I have this Natasha Denona Blush and Glow Duo. I like it. I think I said in my haul update video that I don't know that I would purchase another blush or highlighter from the brand, which is true, but I still really enjoy this duo. I don't regret spending my money on it. I think it's really beautiful. I have a bunch of the Wet n Wild highlighters in my collection this month as well. I was just going through my highlighter drawer and I haven't worn these in a while and I love them so much. They're beautiful. So I just wanted to show them a little bit more love during the month of August and break them back out and make sure I use them because I do enjoy them. My two go-to highlighters this summer have been Champagne Pop and Opal from Becca. I've been wearing them every single day. I honestly really rarely touch any other highlighters, so I need to make sure I use other highlighters in my collection because I've been neglecting them. These two are just so easy and they look so glowy on the cheeks. I also love the Fenty Beauty highlighter in Hustla Baby. That is one of my go-tos as well. I kind of use it interchangeably with Champagne Pop. And then I have the ColourPop highlighter in the shade Wisp. I just recently broke this one back out because it's a beautiful color and I wanted to make sure I got some use out of it. I just enjoy the ColourPop highlighters. I kind of rediscovered my love for them this month. The only bronzer I have in my drawer, which I didn't even realize, I should be using another one just to make sure. I've been like slowly decluttering all of my bronzers because I really only have like 2 or 3 that I wear. And I've really been focusing on this one from the Balm. I've used it all summer. It's really messy because it's just my go-to product and I love it. So that's all I'm using during the month of August. Okay, before I get into eyeshadow palettes, let me talk about a few eye products. So I will do mascaras, single shadows, and brow products. It looks a little bit messy from this angle, but here's a better shot. I just have a couple of products that I'm testing out, as well as a few essentials that I use pretty much every month. So I have 2 ColourPop single shadows. I have the shade Dance Party, which is like my purple, or my favorite purple of all time. And then I'm testing out the shade Birthday Wish, which was like their limited edition shadow for their anniversary this year. For brow pencils, I've been using this Pop Beauty pencil. It's not my favorite. It's a little bit too big, like the tip is very large, so I feel like it's not as easy to use as the NYX brow pencil, which is my go-to. I wear the shade Brunette. It's a little bit red toned, so I've actually been mixing it with the ColourPop Brow Boss pencil in the shade, oh shoot, what shade do I have? I think it's Brunette as well, but that one's a little bit more cool toned. Either way, I always set my brows with the Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara. I literally never do my brows without this product, and I've been going through it like so quickly. I keep repurchasing it because I use so much of it. But this month I'm trying out the Milk Makeup Brow Gel. This is like a new one. They have a couple of shades, and I just wanted to test it. I don't know if it's worth the money because the Essence one is so good, and that one is literally like a few dollars, but I'm going to test it out this month, and I'll let you guys know what I think. I actually got this brow product in a BoxyCharm or an Ipsy bag. I can't remember. It's so good. I love this so much on days when I don't want to use a brow pencil and I just want to fill in my brows really quickly and make them look a little bit more defined. It's such a good product. I almost just decluttered it right away, and I'm so glad I didn't because I've been loving it. The Urban Decay Primer Potion is my go-to eyeshadow primer. And then I have a bunch of these Smashbox trios. I'll just show you quickly a couple of the ones that I have in my drawer. You know, I don't know if they're worth the money, to be completely honest with you. I did get them sent to me in PR, and I wasn't going to spend my money on them because they're kind of expensive for eyeshadow trios. But to be completely honest with you guys, the formula is good. Like, they're very blendable, very easy to use. And when I just want to do a quick eyeshadow look, I always reach for these. So I wear them all the time, but they're expensive. So if you can get them on sale or you can get them, I wonder if they're going to be included in like a 21 Days of Beauty or a Sephora weekly wow eventually, because I can't imagine they're selling very well because they are so expensive, but they're good. I just wish the price point wasn't as high. But if you want to treat yourself or you like trios, I mean, I do think that they are good quality products. As for mascaras, I've been using the Smashbox Photo Finish Lash Primer, and this really does work. I'm surprised that it works, but it really does. And then I have the e.l.f. Mascara Primer, which I tried a long time ago, but I'm retrying it this month, and I'm going to see if it's as good as the Smashbox one. I have my Essence Lash Princess Mascara, which looks like it's been through the ringer. This is the last month before I toss that one. And then I have the Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara, which is really great. It makes your lashes look really long and dramatic. The Butter London Stroke of Wow makes my lashes super dramatic, but it's the last month for this one as well before I toss it. And then I've been using the Tarte Lifted Mascara. It is so good. I love it. I've talked about it in my recent favorites video, but it's just a good everyday mascara. And then I am trying out the new Milk Makeup Mascara. They sent me a sample of it. The packaging is so heavy. It's so intense for a mascara. The wand looks promising. I don't know. I'll try it out and let you guys know what I think. I mean, there are some high-end mascaras that I love. I hate to admit it because there are so many good drugstore ones, but we'll see if this is worth recommending. Okay, I have a bunch of eyeshadow palettes in my drawer right now. It's crazy, so I'm just going to kind of fly through them and let you know which ones I'll be using this month. I have the Urban Decay Naked Heat, and I put it back in my drawer because I only typically wear it during like the summer and fall, so I want to make sure I get some use out of it this month. And then I have the Too Faced Chocolate Gold. That one just kind of stays in my drawer because it is one of my favorite metallic eyeshadow palettes of all time. Then I have the Urban Decay Born to Run. I did film a review on this, but I've actually been using it more since I filmed the review. I've just been enjoying it a lot lately, especially that darker charcoal shade Drift. That's been one of my go-tos. I have the Smashbox Vlada Cover Shop palette, which is the only cover shop palette that I really love, but it's easy to use. The formula is really good. And then I've been using the Tarte Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust eyeshadow palette, which is just a good go-to everyday neutral palette. Again, I have a review on this one, and the next one, I reviewed a bunch of these palettes, so I'll link any related reviews in the description box below, but I did just talk about the ColourPop Zodiac palette from Kathleen Lights, which is really beautiful. I've been using it a lot lately. My favorite palette of the moment is the Atlantis palette from Face Candy. It's such a beautiful palette. I honestly cannot get enough of it. I'm going to do a video doing 3 different looks using it. And then I have a few ColourPop palettes that I love. I know I have a ridiculous amount of eyeshadow palettes in my everyday makeup drawer, but eyeshadow is so much fun. It's like my favorite part of my makeup routine. Some days I don't wear eyeshadow, but like some days, most days, I like to sit down and just try out different shadows and do different looks. So I know it's a little bit excessive, but I mean, eyeshadow palettes are my weakness. Like, what is your favorite part of your makeup routine? Let me know in the comments below. I hate doing my brows. I don't mind doing foundation, but my favorite part is definitely eyeshadow. So I'm testing out these new e.l.f. chromatic eyeshadow palettes. I got them in the mail. They look beautiful, and I just wanted to see if they were really good, if they were worth the money. I feel like e.l.f. eyeshadow formulas are so hit and miss, but when they nail it, they do such a good job. So I'm looking forward to trying these out. I haven't used the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette in a really long time. I mean, it almost looks unused. I remember using it last summer, but I need to break it back out and just really incorporate it back into my routine. And then I do love the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This is just an easy go-to palette. If you have a lot of neutral palettes, you don't need it. But if you don't have a lot of neutral palettes, it's a good staple palette to have in your collection. And then I'm testing out the the natural matte palette, which I've had. I haven't had a chance to use it because I'm always testing out different palettes. So I wanted to give this one a shot because I have been into some simple looks lately. I either go like simple or really colorful and dramatic. So anyways, let's finish up with lip products. I have a bunch of like lip products. So again, we'll just kind of run through them. So let me kick it off with liquid lipsticks. I have a few from Smashbox. These are the Always On liquid lipsticks, which are one of my favorite formulas. They're just very lightweight, a little bit more comfortable. I have a few from Too Faced. I have a love-hate relationship with these because they're very dry on the lips, but I love the colors. And then I have one from Ofra that I haven't tried yet, but it's a really beautiful color, so I can't wait to use it. And then I have my Stila Minis, which I'm trying to finish up this year. I really like the Stila formula as well. It's just very comfortable, and they smell like vanilla cake, which is always a bonus. I have a couple of ColourPop liquid lipsticks, but I really haven't been wearing my ColourPop liquid lipsticks lately, but I do have a few shades in my drawer to, focus on, or ones that I reach for pretty often. I have a few lip glosses. I feel like the majority of my lip glosses are always in my purses just because they're easy to wear on the go, but I have a few in my drawer. So I have a few from Buxom. These are just like pretty nudes that can be worn on their own or over regular lipstick. I have a ColourPop lip gloss in the shade Moonchild, which is a really beautiful nude. You guys, the Urban Decay Hi-Fi Shine glosses are my favorite, and I always say that I don't spend money on high-end lip products, and I did get these in PR, but if I lost these 4 shades, I would literally go out and buy them again because I wear them all the time. And then I just have a mini Bite Beauty lip gloss that I haven't worn a whole lot, so I need to make sure I use it this month. Finishing up with lipsticks. I really enjoy like regular traditional cream lipsticks these days. That is like my go-to lip product of choice. So I've been testing out these new ones from Too Faced, and they're so good. They are my favorite. They're my go-to. I haven't talked about them in a video yet, but I will talk about them in an upcoming video. They're just so creamy and comfortable. I have a few from Urban Decay. I haven't actually worn any of these yet. They're from some of their summer collections, but I wanted to try them out before I decided to keep them or declutter them. There's some unique shades. Wet n Wild's Bare It All is my go-to nude lipstick, and then I have the ColourPop lipstick in the shade Layover, which is a really pretty, like warm reddish nude. And then I have Smashbox's lipstick in the shade Latte. And then I just have a few essentials like my Jack Black lip balm, my e.l.f. lip color remover, and the Wet n Wild lip exfoliator. So that is the end of my everyday makeup drawer video. Again, make sure to check the pinned comment at the top of the comment section because I have a few things that I wanted to share, but the video is already so long. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.